Hey, it's your girl Barbie J here. And we are back with another one of Tyler Perry's comedy dramas, Sistas, Season 5, Episode 13, Feeling the Heat. I don't know who was feeling the heat. Everybody was feeling a little bit of heat, I guess you'd have to say, right? I think Karen felt some heat and Hayden was feeling that heat from Tamara. Sabrina looked like she felt a little bit of heat when she saw Bio at the door. Danny was feeling some heat from them questions that Preston was asking her. So there was a lot of heat to go around. So that title makes a whole lot of sense. But I'll be honest with y'all, I didn't care much for this episode. And the two people that really worked my nerve the most throughout this episode was Danny and Andy. I don't know. I'm not liking Andy these days. Something about her is turning me off. Y'all can let me know down in the comment section if I'm wrong, but it's something just, lying last week to, Robin and not helping him. And then this week she's, making all these little sounds and stuff and telling things with her eyes. And, she just got on my nerves. Anyway. Let's get on with this episode. But first, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please take a moment now. Hit that subscribe button, then hit the notification bell. Select all. It'll let you know every time I upload a new video or any other new content. Also, then I ask that you hit the thumbs up like button, write a comment. Please write a comment and share the video if you feel fit. And that's it. Now, we got Maurice. So he tells the prosecutor, I liked Maurice in this part. He told the prosecutor to go to H-E double hockey sticks. H-E double. Remember they used to say that? H-E double hockey sticks. Because he said Sabrina would never do that to him and give him up. And he said, I'm from the hood and a biatch like me don't have time for no reindeer games. I said, you better go ahead, Maurice. So that prosecutor was mad and he lied and tried to show Maurice a picture and a video of Sabrina signing a document that's supposed to show that she blamed Maurice for the robbery. Then Maurice told him to leave him the F alone. And Maurice said Sabrina would never give him up. Then the prosecutor told Maurice that you never know what somebody will do when they looking at 30 years. And I was like, what? And Maurice was like, what? And he said, yeah. And then the prosecutor told him he noticed that he hasn't made a call to anyone. And Maurice is like, get the F out of my face. He just didn't want to be bothered. But something's wrong here, y'all. Here we go with Tyler Perry messing up these scenes, because, first of all, now, if Maurice never called Calvin, then, who was that calling Calvin's phone from the correctional facility? Remember when, what's his name? Q did something to block it or whatever. And they called about 3 times. And Calvin said, I don't know, nobody in no facility, and I'm like, so what is going on? Who was that? So I think we're messing up with the script again, right? If they say Maurice never called him. Anyway, then we have Andy and Fatima. They have a talk about Fatima being engaged to Zach and keeping that secret. And Fatima says she didn't tell Andy because she didn't want her to tell Karen. So she says, I'm not going to do that. I would never do that. And Andy wants to know if Fatima's going to marry Zach. And then Fatima shared about her plant, that girl at Tamara that she hired to seduce Hayden. And Andy tells Fatima that she's a bit scary to her. And Fatima's like, why? I'm not scary. She said, if you don't bother me, I won't bother you. And I said, I got that, girl. But why is Andy so concerned? I want to know. Why is she so concerned if Fatima's going to marry Zach? If she freaking said yes and is wearing the ring, of course she plans to marry him. So that was also stupid to me. Then when Fatima mentions her concerns about whether it's Zach's baby or not, Andy makes that funny sound, which lets Fatima know that something is up. Then she lets Andy know that she doesn't want to have, that she don't have a poker face. She said, you don't even have a poker face. And she asks Andy, what does she know? And Andy doesn't say and switches back to her previous question, asking Fatima, if she going to marry Zach. And then Fatima mentions again her concern about what her concerns was about. And Andy makes that sound once again, which is so stupid. I was like, if you made it the first time and it could, why would you do it again? And then open up the bright eyes. That it just annoyed me. So then Fatima tells her that she doesn't even know how to lie. She was like, you don't even know how to lie. How are you a lawyer? And Andy replies, oh, I've been told that. I was like, didn't she say that same thing to Robin in his office? Ugh. So Fatima says she needs to find out what's up with this child support before they get married. Andy's like, he's financially stable. And Fatima said, I know, that both of his baby's mamas know about that too. And Hayden is representing one of them. So Fatima, promises to stick with Zach. Then Andy shares that the girls are all coming over tonight. And Fatima made a sound, which Andy asked, well, what's that about? And Fatima said, when y'all all get together, it's either a party or drama. I said, oh, snap. Then we got Danny and Q at the airport. He keeps wanting to walk her to her car. She said, nah, man, I'm good. Then he asked her to buy him a drink. And Danny said, oh, no, I don't buy drinks. So Q said he'll buy her drinks. Of course, she said that's a possibility. And he said tonight. And she said, nah, not tonight. So Danny said, nah, not tonight. Then he asked to get a bit of her pen to help with his pain because she got the weed pen. Well, at first she was denying she had one, but then she said no. But then she said, okay. I was like, Danny, make up your mind. So you could walk me to my car, she said, and get a hit, and that's it. And he was like, nah, you want this drink. Mind you, she was swearing that she can, shut a fool down. I was like, Danny, you really getting on my nerves. Anyway, they switch over to Maurice, finally calls Calvin collect. He was playing around, acting like it's not a big deal that he's in jail. And Calvin told him to stop playing. This is serious. Then Maurice asked him, did Sabrina give him up? And Calvin said, hell nah. He asked if he was sure. And Calvin said, yes, I'm sure. So Maurice said, the prosecutor told him that Sabrina and Q were working together to get him locked up. Now, first of all, we never heard that prosecutor mention Q to Maurice. So why do these scenes in the scripts be changing with each individual character? It gets on my nerves. So anyway, Calvin tells him that that's all BS. Q is a trifling a-hole and gave him up. Then how did she get bailed? That's what Maurice wants to know. And Calvin told him that Andy helped her. Maurice is like, it doesn't seem right. And the prosecutor wants me to give Sabrina up. And Calvin told him that he cannot do that. And I was like, Maurice, it sounded like he was almost considering it. Then it was like, what is it? What was next? Zach is waiting outside for Fatima to come home from work. But he has this big surprise for her inside the house. And he makes her close her eyes as he guides her in. And when she comes inside and opens her eyes, he has a table set with some candles and some wine. I said, oh my Lord. I thought it was something really big. That was sweet and cute and stuff, but even Fatima felt the same way. And he's like, what? I got wine. He said, I had to drive to 3 gas stations to get that wine. She said, gas station? Wine? He said, that's premium gas station wine. I said, oh my God. I said, that's nasty. Anyway, then he tells her that he wants, her to think of only him tonight. And he added that he really wants to marry her and suggests that they go to a justice of the peace right away and get married. And Fatima says that she wants a wedding in a church with her friends. And Zach is like, and friends and family around him. Zach is like, oh, please, your family be up there killing people and stuff. Y'all walking to church and church probably burn up or something, he was saying. She was like, you so stupid. So anyways, Fatima insists, that Zach, they talk to Karen first. So she said she wants him to call Karen and set up a meeting to talk. And he wants to have this romantic night. So I'm like, really, Fatima? So then she wants him to also call Heather. So Zach is upset because, like I said, he just wanted that romantic night with her. And Fatima's just so adamant that Zach calls now. And he is letting her know that it's just going to ruin their night. And Fatima's saying that it isn't. But we all know better. Anytime he get together with Karen and she's involved, it's going to be a bad night. A bad night. Anyway. Then we have Karen. She just finished up Sabrina's hair, and Pam comes over and says again how much she loves Sabrina's natural hair. Sabrina said she does too. And Pam's like, so what happened? Where you been that made you want to change it? Sabrina doesn't answer her and tries to pay Karen, who wouldn't take her money. Then she leaves out and says that she'll see her later at Andy's house. Then Zach calls and Pam is standing there and won't leave because she wants to hear everything. So Karen tells her to go in the back room and stuff. She said, no, I want to hear. She said, go in the back. So Zach tells Karen that he wants to talk to her about the baby and he wants them all to meet him, meaning him, her, and Fatima at his house. And Karen asked, I laughed at this because she was right. Are you going to let me in this time or will it be outside? I said she had a right to ask that one. So she says she can stop by before going to meet with the girls. And Zach says, fine. So Karen then calls Andy to find out if she told Fatima about the baby. Andy says no. And she thinks it's strange that they want to, meet with Karen. And she asks, when? And Karen said, well, I'm going to meet him now. So Andy tells her she's on her way to meet her there. Don't do nothing until she get there or something like that. So then Andy calls Fatima to find out what is going on and asks why they meeting with Karen. And she said Zach needs to talk to her. She asks Fatima if she's going to be there. And Fatima said yes. So Andy says, well, I'm on my way then. And she's like, oh, okay. And now Zach is even more pissed about all of this because now we got all of them, Andy coming too. So now we see that Danny, this is the part that irked my nerve. Danny actually went out to drink with Quincy, and I can't even fix my mouth up to talk about this scene. Why is she so desperate for a free freaking drink? Buy a bottle and leave it at your house. How are you so desperate for this free drink when you drinks or whatever, when you have Preston at your apartment waiting for you? Mind you, she's the one who asked him to stay there. Oh, Daniela, please. This man is in love with you and you just messing up. That's messy to me. Then we got Tamara. She's still at Hayden's office and thanking him for taking time to help her. And then Tamara asks him if he's single and he says no. And then she said, of course you're married. A handsome, successful man like you has to be married. Then he admits that he's single because he's just taking his time. And Tamara said, someone should have snatched you up by now. So Hayden stands up and Tamara says, oh no, I'm so embarrassed because she's like, why? She said, you have a heart on. And Hayden said, no, I don't. And she said, yes, you do. I know what it looks like. He said, that's all natural. He's just like, he said, I'm just gifted. I said, oh no, he didn't. I know he didn't. So she starts again with the, he's so sexy talk. And then she asks him if he, free to have drinks with her at her house. And then he offers to walk her to her car. I said, Lord, check this out. Then it goes to Danny. She gets home and starts with, she comes in with the, oh, you left the door unlocked. I'm like, oh, don't start on the man now, Danny, with little things. Then she asks Preston, what did he do all day? And he said that he was thinking about her all day. And she asked, oh, you sure you didn't think about that girl? He said, what girl? The one you was going to marry. Why did we go there, Danny? Why did we go there? It made no sense to me. You asked him to stay there and then you bringing up this girl. He could have went home. He ain't need no drama from you mama, Then he says that he wants to talk. And she says that she has to take a shower and get ready to meet her girls. And he said, please don't try to avoid me. He said, I just want to talk for a minute, and I'm sitting there going, so why did you hang out with Q, Danny, when a good-looking man who is madly in love with you is sitting in your apartment waiting? Somebody put it down in the comment section why she did that. What the freak is she thinking? Why did she do that? Somebody has to put it down in the comment section because I'm lost. Then he tells Danny what her neighbor said, which was that she saw Danny hit someone with her car and that she heard someone hit Danny. And Danny's expression was like, oh, damn. And then Preston is telling her that how serious it was that you hit somebody or ran somebody over with a car. And Danny's saying it's not a big deal. And Preston let Danny know that he will always be there for her. I said, oh, ain't that sweet? Then when Preston mentioned the hitting, Danny mumbled that the bitch must have been listening through the walls. And because there's no way she could have seen that. And Danny doesn't want to talk about it and right now. And he's like, but I need to talk about it. But she's like, no, not right now. So she thanked him for respecting that, not speaking to it. And he was saying that he doesn't respect that. and he will ask her some more, but later. And Preston said he will be there when she gets back home and they will talk then. I said, oh, okay, mister. So then we got Sabrina. She answers her door and it's Calvin with one part of his shirt tucked in and the other hanging out. I don't know what's with that. Anyway, that style is cracking me up. So he tells her that Maurice said about the prosecutor wanting him to give her up. Then someone knocks on the door and Sabrina said, come in. Why would you answer your door that way when you weren't expecting anybody? So the person opens the door. Her door was supposed to be locked. It was locked when Calvin came. Why is it unlocked now? So it's Bio, and he said that, he came by 3 times and says that he was worried about her because he had been calling. And then she said, I just needed time. But then Calvin said, hello. And Bio goes on, oh, you have company. And Calvin's like, you didn't see me sitting here? And Bio goes, I do now. I was like, oh, let's not start this mess again. So Sabrina tells Bio that, she really just needed some time and will call him later. And once Bio leaves, Calvin tells Sabrina that he'll leave also so she could call him back. But she says no, she's not going to call him back right now. And she asks him to stay and talk a bit. So Calvin said he liked that, and that's what he did. Then Tamara calls Fatima and lets her know that she got Hayden eating out of the palm of her hand and that he is taking her to dinner, and then she's taking him to the hotel. I thought she was supposed to be taking him to her house. Didn't she say, come for a drink at my house? Anyway, so Tamara adds that, she'll have Hayden doing whatever she says in a week. And Fatima said she didn't need to know all of that information. And then she added that she figured if Hayden had someone, he would leave her and her situation alone. So Tamara was like, I got it, and she said his mind will be on nothing but me from now on. I said, I hear you, girl. If you could do it, you do it. Then it ends with Andy and Karen pulling up to Zach's house at the same time, and Karen asks Andy again if she told them about the baby. And then Andy is saying, this is a bit strange, isn't it, that they're asking to speak with you? And to me, when Andy's saying that, she's putting all of this, she's actually putting some nervousness in Karen, if you ask me, and concern in her mind, Karen's mind, when Karen is supposed to be relaxed and calm and everything. And I was like, Andy, you just messy. So Karen asked Andy, why is she so nervous? And Andy made up some BS excuse why. And then Andy asked Karen to, leave her purse in the car. Don't you want to leave your purse in the car? And Karen said, no, this might be a setup. And I'm sitting there going, first of all, we never really heard about Karen always carrying a gun around in her purse. Only that she actually had one. But it wasn't really like so much that they talking about like they used to talk about Fatima. So anyway, why is Danny always trying to take someone's purse? That's what I was like. That's my question. What is her issue? Anyways, I feel that Andy has a lot of nerves showing up uninvited to this and then squeezing her behind down on the couch in between them. And then Fatima sits there and asks, well, are y'all two ready to talk now? And then it goes off like that. I was like, what? That was ridiculous. I didn't like the way it ended. I didn't like any of that. So y'all let me know down in the comment section how y'all felt about it. And I will see y'all in the next video. This your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.